Hello and welcome to Dorset Naturally, the nature program where we show you the wonderful wildlife on your doorstep. I'm Lewis, your host and in-house fungus connoisseur.
And I'm Ben, an expert on local fauna. Living in a city can be stressful, being away from all that nature, but we're here to show you that wildlife is hiding in plain sight. Today, our field historian is taking a trip all around the New Forest and will show us about the influence World War II had on the area.
Very looking forward to that. It's going to be great.
Very looking forward indeed.
We will also be demonstrating how to make sustainable Christmas decorations and how you too can do it at home by following along while we do it.
And finally, a fun little game show hosted by yours truly with some TV production students we had on hand to test their nature knowledge.
And it's going to be a real test. We've got some real horrible questions in there.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Bet you're looking forward to that.
They're not going to do well, but they'll try.
Big build up to that one, huh?
Oh, yes.
Better pay off.
You bring the excitement, eh?
Well, on last broadcast, we mentioned vaping, and some keen viewers wanted us to elaborate further. So, to tell us more on the dangers it might face vape users, we've got a lovely little segment coming up, don't we?
Yes, Lydia and Dylan will be telling us all about those vapes. I'm not a fan of vapes, but they'll tell us all the facts and why they're bad or why they're good. I haven't the foggiest, but we're going to find out.
Let's have a look.
Now.
Good evening. In today's top story, we're diving into vaping, a trend that started as a solution to smoking, but might be causing more problems than first thought.
That's right, Dylan. Turns out replacing cigarettes with fruity clouds and watermelon cotton candy fog doesn't exactly scream health revolution.
Indeed. Studies are showing that vaping can damage your lungs, damage your heart, and make you look like a weirdo at a party who smells like Jolly Ranchers. Well, don't tell me, but I think inhaling metal chemicals isn't what I'd call self-care.
The plastics in these devices are non-recyclable. The batteries are hazardous, and let's not even start on the packaging. Environmentalists say we're looking at a cocktail of pollution.
Speaking of cocktails, did you know some of these vape flavours are like rejected menu items from the beach bar? Dragon fruit fizz.
Minty marshmallow.
That's it. And since they're non-biodegradable, they're here for the long haul.
I know. What happened to just air, eh? It's a double whammy. They're marketed as sleek and convenient, but their disposable process is anything
but. Here's the kicker. These e-cigarettes were marketed as an alternative for smoking. Now we're finding out they damage your lungs in ways we didn't even know possible. I mean, Lydia, call me crazy, but I thought mixing chemicals was a bad idea in chemistry class.
I mean, it's clear vaping isn't just a personal choice. It has wider consequences. We've got health risks, environmental impacts, and let's not forget the rise in teen vaping, which is undoing the progress of the nicotine addiction that is largely grown in teens.
In conclusion, vaping is a triple threat. Bad for your health, terrible for the planet, and above all else, a disaster for your dignity.
So remember folks, if you wouldn't eat chemicals from a battery wrapped in plastic, maybe don't inhale them.
So, stay healthy, stay green, and please keep your watermelons to your smoothies and not to your vapes. Now, over to our volunteer who will be giving us an insight of her personal journey with vapes. Today, we are speaking with Martha, a 20-year-old who's been struggling with her vape addiction. We are getting to know a bit about her battle with it and how it affects her personal life and the environment. Martha, thank you for allowing us with your interview today.
No worries. I've been trying to quit for some time, so maybe this interview will help me. Might as well give it a try.
Yeah. Well, let's dive straight in, shall we? When did you first begin vaping and how did it affect sort of your life?
I started when I was around 16. At the time it seemed harmless, but I quickly got hooked on the nicotine, and over time it affected my everyday life, my sleeping, my relationships and everything, so yeah.
That sounds rough. Well, many people focus on their personal sort of health risks of vaping, but you've been outspoken about its environmental sort of impact, and one that people don't really think about is the e-liquids leaking from the vapes into sort of local rivers and sort of killing the aquatic life and the ecosystems. I mean, have you ever paying attention to these sort of environmental implications that vaping has?
Honestly, I didn't really think about it at first, but one day, like, I sort of came together with myself, and I was like realising how many things that I was tossing away, and obviously the lithium batteries, they just don't break down, so it's really damaging.
Well, to be fair to you, that's a very sort of open-minded way to look at it, to be fair. Would you say that that sort of outlook is shared amongst your friend group? Are they sort of well versed in this sort of knowledge?
No, unfortunately. I understand that the vaping industry produces so much of waste every single year, and we're damaging our planet in ways that we didn't even realise, so it needs to be acknowledged definitely more by people my age.
Well, so, from this conversation we've had, I mean, you've acknowledged the sort of the damage that it does to the environment, and sort of...
Welcome back. Thank you, Lydia and Dylan. Very informative. Ran out of bit of VM, that's fine. If you're not vaping now, probably best not to start. But we're going to lighten it up a little bit, and we're going to do some homemade Christmas decorations.
But with a twist, it's sustainable.
Oh, you betcha.
We're going to show you how to make decorations out of old egg cartons.
We've got all the supplies you'll need if you want to follow along at home. Here in front of us, we've got paint, but you can also use pens. We've got scissors, we've got paintbrushes, we've got egg cartons, and we've got Q-tips. Make sure you're careful with the scissors, they can be sharp.
That is how scissors work. Now, Lewis, when you hear the old bell chime, we'll go, all right? 3, 2, 1.
Let's begin. So, he's already got his cut out, but I don't. So, you're just going to want to make light work of the egg carton and snip out the little bit in the middle that holds your eggs. It can be a bit finicky, but that's fine.
That's why I'm using the pre-cut one, because
Lucky.
I could not be bothered to cut them out.
Then you're going to want to take your little brush, and we're just going to give it a nice healthy dollop of white.
This is harder than I had originally anticipated, but fun nonetheless. Now, as we do our little do, we're going to give you a few little fun facts, Christmas facts, that'll hopefully keep you entertained while we figure this out. Now, here's the first little fact we've got for you. In Japan, they often decorate trees with chicken-related ornaments, sushi as well. See, KFC is a big part of Japanese, their Christmas tradition. I personally find that strange, but cultures in the world have different traditions, and we best not judge, eh?
I don't understand why of all the things KFC would be the go-to choice, but you know, I kind of almost like the idea of having a bit of a KFC on Christmas. Now I am absolutely butchering this. This is just absolutely terrible. The ones we did before, way better, but
of course,
then again,
we had plenty of time there and we went on the clock.
Now that we are.
I may have just mixed the red and white paint, but that's...
pink's kind of Christmassy as well, don't it?
Christmas pink Santa hat.
Christmas pink.
Oh, crikey.
So, you want to make a nice stripe around it, as you can see in our pre-made ones. It'll dry more red as we go on. Did you know that in Alaska there was a World Snowman Championship?
I did not know that.
They made they made snowmen taller than houses.
That's very tall, I must say.
I mean, I don't even know how you achieve that, how you get up there, but when you have a lot of snow, you can kind of do those things. So, you're going to want to cut your Q-tips in half.
Oh, I forgot about the Q-tips.
Didn't need that half, just needed this half, and we're just going to stick it
What monstrosity have I created today?
This usually goes a lot better when you have more time.
Where's the Q-tip?
There's your scissors.
Take you to my hands.
I've now painted myself, but that's fine. So, the end result will have the Q-tip kind of sticking out the end as like a little bauble decoration. And there is one final step to this, because it looks a bit, you know, there's method to this madness.
How did you cut that Q-tip? Oh, there we are.
Just like that, which is, pardon me.
Well, the scissors may be a bit painty.
I won't help that at all.
I'm just going to leave this one here, the pink hat.
You're going to want to score it a bit with the knife. Just get a little hole in there. And on the other side too. My Q-tip's fallen out and I've got paint all over my hands.
Oh, here's another little fact.
This is going incredibly well.
That doodad out. You know, in the 50s, people used to hang snow made of lead on their Christmas trees. It wasn't until later that they realised the snow might not be great for your health, but back in the day, they weren't as wise as, oh Christ above, what have you done?
I've made a bit of a mistake, but that's fine. It's all in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah,
and
it's all about the spirit, not the actual creation.
Thank God, we did those other ones beforehand.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, we did definitely. Didn't get someone else.
One added little thing that I would recommend now is gloves. Please wear
yeah,
gloves when you do
gloves.
this.
I didn't. Yeah, those are smart. Gloves are good.
Some
They
little rubber ones, like the
keep
ones
your
that your
hands
mum
looking
has.
like you haven't been skinning a pig or something.
Yeah, this looks like some. I don't even know how to describe this. I don't think this is going to wash off very well. Maybe use wash-offable paint.
Or wear gloves, as we suggested.
Et voila. Beautiful.
Oh my.
It looks amazing.
Oh God.
It's a good thing we did the ones beforehand.
Yes, it
This is how they're meant to come out. So take these as, don't rush, basically. A good lesson in not rushing.
Or you get that or Pinko over there.
This absolute tragedy. Well, we are running out of time, so we are going to do this a little bit later.
We'll finish these later. I'm sure they'll look like that. But yeah, that's an end of that. Oof.
Art. So, this is, when it goes well, a creative use of such a disposable item when you just normally throw these out. So how did you think of that?
Came to me in a dream.
Really?
I forgot it in a different dream and remembered it in a third dream.
Well, on our next segment,
Moving on.
our resident historian, James Murray, has travelled to the New Forest to show us plenty of locations that were used in World War II.
I actually grew up there, one of the wonders of the world, you ask me. But I'm going to pop off, get that game show ready.
Let's see what the forest holds, its beauty and scars.
First declared as a royal forest in 1079 by William the Conqueror and then formally established as a national park in 2005, the New Forest covers a whopping 566 square kilometres, making it the third largest forest in the UK. Considered by the nation as a natural sanctuary, this wasn't always the case. The New Forest has been a servant to many of the country's needs throughout human history, particularly in World War II.
The rapid development of military technologies in World War II required large amounts of land to be quickly accessible, which made the New Forest a highly demanded area. Over the course of the war, 3,500 hectares were taken from the forest for a multitude of different military operations, including bombing ranges.
Used as a testing ground for every type of airborne device except for incendiary devices, our first stop is the Ashley Range.
The range tested notable warheads such as the Grand Slam bomb and particularly the intricate bouncing bomb that was later used by the dam busters to destroy strategic targets in Germany.
The device required incredibly complex planning and execution in order to be successfully deployed, and the New Forest became the testing bed for this exact reason.
Despite the land being reclaimed by the forest, scars still remain, such as the large concrete arrows and chalk marks used to help bombers find their targets. Other marks endure the landscape, including observation shelters and huge bomb craters, now filled with water and providing watering holes for livestock.
Alongside its plentiful surface area for bombing ranges, the New Forest's close proximity to the French coast also made it a viable option for airfields too.
The range housed 9 across World War II, of which all but 1 have been reverted to farmland and heath, with the remaining being transformed into Bournemouth Airport. During its active service, Stony Cross was 114 metres long, making it the perfect station for various military units, from US Air Force fighters and bomber groups to dozens of Royal Air Force squadrons.
Despite runways like Stony Cross being so invasive on the landscape of the forest throughout the Second World War, now all that remain are minor forest roads such as this, or other runways deemed recreational sites. Other sites of notice include Beaulieu River, which acted as a major D-Day departure point for troops, vehicles and supplies heading straight for Normandy.
The forest's extensive tree cover was ideal for hiding temporary camps for thousands of troops assembled locally for D-Day. Most of these camps held roughly 1,100 troops and 160 vehicles. For some troops, the Beaulieu River was the last view of England they'd ever see.
Really informative stuff there. And well, Ben has left us now to set up his nature quiz show. So now I am joined by a professor in behavioural ecology, Professor Amanda Cautions. Hello. Welcome, Mandy. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do?
Okay, so I'm a professor in behavioural ecology. I study the interrelationship between environment and animal behaviour. And most of my work has been in the tropics on working on primates. So that's what I've been doing for most of my career, basically.
So what does that really entail? You know, is there a lot of conflicts between human and wildlife in those kind of areas? Is that sort of a topic that you go into at all?
Yeah, so I look especially at the effects of climate change on primates and primate distribution patterns. Where are they likely to be able to survive even if climates are changing? We've also obviously looked at the influence of people cutting down the forest and how that affects the primates that are living there, or the forests that are degraded. So almost all primate species very much depend on forests. So cutting down the forest is a big problem for them. Another big problem for them obviously is when people are hunting them, especially in Africa. I've worked for a while in Ivory Coast.
People hunt them? People hunt them?
People hunt them for food, yeah.
Oh really? Wow, I did not know that.
Apparently they're very tasty.
Oh.
But yeah, obviously they're protected and they shouldn't be hunted. But there's also a lot of hunting for the pet trade still, and some for the laboratories.
Yeah.
So people on social media can help by not liking any primate
so
videos.
those are unethical when you see people or influencers with, like, you know, a pet monkey or whatever. That's not really
a big
above
problem.
board. That's a
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, so the slow lorises have become endangered because of some social media videos where people think they look so cute and everything, and that's actually really increased the hunting of them and the use for them in the pet trade.
Oh wow. Well, thank you for that information so much, and thank you so much for coming on our show. Would you like a parting message, a quick one?
Just don't like captive primate videos.
Don't like captive primate videos. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show, and of course, thank you for giving your time and expert knowledge on the subject. Very informative.
Thank you for having me.
Now, to round off this wonderful show, we pass it back on to Ben with his long-anticipated nature game show, Born to be Wild. This has been built up a lot, so it better be good. Let's test these people, and let's have a look now.
Greetings and hello. Welcome to the Born to be Wild quiz segment, which I have named Ben's Quiz Hour. Now, we've got two sets of contestants here. Our first team today is... Lovely names. Our second team of contestants is...
Jack.
The Jacks. Simple to remember on my part. Now, here are the rules of our little show. If you buzz in and answer correctly, you win 2 points. And 1 point if you answer correctly after the team shows themselves to be incompetent, gets the answers wrong. Now, let's move on to round 1, which is the plant round. There are many plant species in the UK, but only some are poisonous. I'm going to list off a few of those plants, and you need to buzz in after I've said them and tell me which is dangerous. You ready?
Yes. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I'm so
Lovely
excited.
enthusiasm. So, right, here are the plants. Dandelions, Chinese money plants, camellia and hemlock. Speak.
Camellia.
It's the wrong answer. What about you two lads?
I think I'll say hemlock.
Hemlock is the correct answer. Well done. Fun little fact about hemlock. Killed our good friend Socrates for suicide. Sad stuff. Now, let's move on. The next set of plants are dahlia, hibiscus, nightshade, and the peacock plants. That was a toughie, but I think I'll give it to those two.
I'm going to say nightshade.
It's the correct answer. Easy answer.
Well
Any
done.
toddler would get it. It is called deadly nightshade after all. Now, a minuscule amount can paralyse and cause hallucinations, so I would not recommend for your family and friends for Christmas. Now, moving on to the final question of this little round of ours. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Excellent. Here are the final plants. The spider plant, the sword fern, snap dragon, and rhubarb leaves. Jax.
I think it's the rhubarb leaves.
Correct answer,
would've
yes.
said that.
While the
I would've
rhubarb
said that.
stem is delicious and edible, or so I've been told, the leaves contain high amounts of an acid deadly to humans. Now, the next round we've got coming is the Guess the Animal by its Noise round. Very lengthy name. A sound will play, and the first to buzz in and tell me which animal it is will get a point. Ready?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, let us move on to the first
Hear the
sound.
noise.
When ready. Go ahead.
Is it a parrot?
Incorrect. Jax?
Yeah, penguin or a dog, penguin.
No, incorrect, folks. That is the dolphin, the mammal of the sea. They emit a high-pitched click to navigate, find food, communication, and many other things. They're so-called intelligent, but when you compare to myself, you'd question that statement. Now,
Of course.
they even get high of little pufferfish neurotoxins on purpose, throw them around like beach balls.
Interesting. Didn't know that
Beach
one.
balls of the sea.
Didn't know that.
Fish. Now, ready for the next sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's hear the sound.
Lovely, lovely. Here we go then.
Is it a fox?
Incorrect. The others?
Is it a panda?
That is the correct answer. Very well done, yes. Now, they are bears, so very good at defending themselves, but they're stupid, so not very good at defending themselves.
yeah.
Lovely. Funny stuff, funny stuff.
Bit like
Very
Sam, yeah.
Now, ready for the final sound?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Maybe
Let's
a
hear the
bit more
final sound.
enthusiasm.
Yes!
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 There we go.
Final sound, let's
All
go.
right. Final sound, please, folks.
Sam's hungry.
Go ahead, Jax.
Is it a camel?
Camel is the correct answer. Camels
camel.
grunt and hum to communicate
Let's
with each
go.
other. And fun little fact, that particular sound is used to attract mates for mating purposes.
Nice.
Lovely stuff,
try?
lovely
Come on,
stuff.
Jack.
Well, here we are to the final round, but first, let's run through the points. Ellie and Sam, you are on 3 points.
Okay.
Right, and the Jacks
It
are
could be
on
better.
5 points. Very clear,
Okay.
but you could still win it
We can
for the final
hope.
round. How are you feeling before we pop into this?
Nervous,
great.
I'm nervous, but we got
Phenomenal.
it. We got it.
Excellent, excellent. Right, here is the final round, the sudden death round.
Sudden death?
Very,
No way.
very deadly. Now,
It's getting,
here we
the
go.
stakes are high.
Ready for the
High
final
stakes.
round?
Yes.
Yes, we
Here
are.
is the final question, buzzing.
We've got to get this one.
The question is, which of these celebrities don't have a bug named after them? Barack Obama, Rihanna, Stephen Colbert, or Darth Vader?
Is it Rihanna?
Is the correct answer. Well done, very surprising.
Well done.
Oh, biologists are nerds, as we all know, but apparently not fans of Rihanna.
What does he
Well
start?
done.
Bazinga.
Because that was sudden death, that means you folks won yourselves the prize.
Yes, let's
Cheap
go.
trophy
There you go.
and a picture of my own grandmother. Cherish it gently. Well done,
Look at that.
folks. You did very
Look
well,
how
you
clever
two.
it is.
I've already forgotten your names. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed Ben's quiz hour, or whatever I called it at the start. Be sure to stick around for our little show about nature and such things. I'm sure you'll learn a lot. Bye, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Had a great time.
Well, thank you all for tuning in to Dorset Naturally. We've had a blast today and I'm covered in paint now, but we hope we brightened your day even just a little bit.
We're signing off now, but please join us next week when we bring in some actual foxes and show you how to build a bird nest.
Looking forward to the foxes,
I'm
but
not.
I'm going to try and find a shark when I go surfing.
You won't find one.
Bye for
Anyway, bye
now.
folks. See you later. Ta-ta.